We have the first question from participant. She's asking, ma'am, can you suggest some English correction software other than Grammarly?
Okay. What we do back in, we don't use softwares to correct language because most of the language correcting software is very much Western driven. So when we write an article in, especially we said Malaysian English, we find it is not so suitable to use any type of software, but we do send it to our language center. So I think the institution now it's very important for us to have an editing center. But in like my own center, PICAS, in the academic empowerment center, we have an English editor. So we do work through as a team. So the teamwork, that's what I said, in a collaborative work, it is very important. It is everyone's contribution, and every angle of the manuscript need to be looked upon. And depending on all these softwares, I strongly do not recommend. Thank you.
There is one the question raised by a student, a
Right.
UG student. She wants to know how effective do you do it, ma'am? What is your secret funda for it, for an effective research paper writing or effective research work with your team members?
Okay. My most effective approach in this is my flip workshop. Okay, what it means by flip workshop, we even do it online now. Yeah, we have 6 meeting sessions over a 2 months period. Okay, when a student completes their experiment and they have they have good results, after discussing the results, normally we'll start a writing session, and we put like what I said, most of ours is a collaborative, so that will be at least minimum 3 or 4 people involved in the writing, and we have a 3-hour session. And the first session we will do the structuring of the paper and get the keyword. Students will go back and then look for the references and come up with the introduction, the paragraphs 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The first session also will definitely do the problem statement, objective, and the research questions are done. With that, students will go back and get their references and summarize the paragraphs 1, 2, and 3. When they come back and to the next online session or the meeting session, we will finalize the introduction. We'll do the patching, we'll do cleanup and complete the introduction. With that, then the student will be instructed to write the methodology, their own parts, and the results in the second after the second session. So the third meeting will actually conclude on the methodology and the results, and put them together and start a little discussion on the discussion paragraph, and they go back in between these sessions. It's normally 2 weeks. More than 2 weeks is not effective, yeah, because people forget with what they're supposed to do. So after the 2 weeks, they come back fourth session, where we will do the patching on the discussion. Normally, discussion will take 2 rounds. After that fourth session, they go back and they clean up again the introduction and the discussion, and they come back for the fifth session. And in fifth session, we will normally finalize all the content of the manuscript, and then students go back to do the formatting, the what we call it, we will send after the formatting, we will send for English review, English language review, and all that. And the sixth session, we meet again to say, okay, the manuscript is ready, and we do the submission together. So this is our most successful approach. So first, initially, we started, it dragged about 3 months, but now we do this in 2 months with promise that the results and the student has actually got a very good results in the experiments.
To enhance the English writing skills of the scholars.
Okay. Yeah, we do have, because we have an option in our country. Students actually can publish in Malay language or in English based on their own strength. But the university do have a few activities now done to improve the language. The first approach, we have this reading, group reading activity. Yeah, we have a group reading activity, scientific group reading activity. We call it over coffee time, where we do meet every 2 weeks, and we give, students can select their own articles. For example, now I'm working on protoplatismogram, BG signals. So they get their own manuscripts. They read, and then they summarize, and they come for a discussion session in after 2 weeks. So during the discussion session, we actually, because when you say about improving English, scientific English is, it is the way you write. So you need to read those articles relevant to your field, and how do they write it. Improving English overall, the communication and all those is a different thing. When we are talking about manuscript writing, we are looking into language pattern or design in scientific approach. So this is comes with a lot of reading and writing exercise. So what we do is, we get students, when you need to write, and I always find using Microsoft Word is not the best way for students to approach summarizing the articles. I use slide format. So what I do is, I let them choose their own article, but summarize, like the introduction, their method, and their results into a PowerPoint and share it. And we have very constructive comment. We give a very good constructive comment, and you will, from my experience in the last 9 years in the public university, because in private university in Malaysia, we normally do not have a language issue, English language issue. But in public university, because the fundamental is the Malay language, we do have a lot of language issues, and with foreign students, especially in Arabic country. So when they come, maybe, not maybe, this all the time they have a lot of language issues. And I address it through this reading activity and sharing activity. 2 weeks once research meeting, sharing, reading, presenting, it is the best way to address these issues. Thank you.
Ma'am, there is one question saying, if in case we want to do a collaborative research in healthcare related issues,
Right.
whether it is, finding a tumor in a brain or in some organ or classification, or
Right.
developing an healthcare app, which is,
Mhm.
integrated by the engineers.
Right.
So, definitely without consulting any doctors or radiologists, we cannot proceed further in this kind of biomedical researches.
Yes.
So, as an engineer, we will be strong in algorithms or technical aspect. But how do we convince the medical fraternity? How do we convince the medical people that, with the sensitivity and specificity rate? Because they will always look up for the end result. So that has to be convincing. So how do we, collaborate with them and how do we convince them?
Okay. I do have that same challenge back in 2003. Okay, I'll share my experience here. How my journey took place in when I started in 2003. My two supervisors, whenever we go and present, they will have questions like, "Are you trying to do away with the doctors? Are you how sure are you this is good? Can you compete the Western technology?" All these questions has been there. So how do we really them make them agree or make them accept what we are doing? Step number one is our strength in our literature review. Justify how do we come up with this approach. Our literature review is very important. What other people have done so far, and what is the gap that we are closing. And we'll never do too many things in one work. In medical, you see, the best is you just approach one small issue and solve that issue. Very simple. Don't try to solve too many and it looks very clustered and it did not look promising. It is this is the number one. For example, now I have a very simple project where the medical for ophthalmologists, the eye doctors, they have an issue where they cannot have access to the CT and MRI all the time. So the patient's appointments get very delayed. So what we do now is just do an image processing enhancement of the ultrasound images so that they can use ultrasound instead of you waiting for the queue of CT and MR, CT or MR to treat the patient. So for them, if they're very familiar with ultrasound, I go and tell them, okay, I'm not changing your diagnosis method. I'm not touching anything, but I'm doing enhancement to your ultrasound images, which you can't use now with your naked eye to make a decision to treat your patient, and you have to wait for your CT and MR. So, this once you've done a small thing for them, then the relationship is strengthened and the trust is built, and you can move forward after that. This is how my journey started. Initially we solved a very simple problem for them. So from there, they will keep coming. Now I have 7 projects with the ophthalmologists. They will approach you. There's no need for you to go and tell them, I know this algorithm, I know that, I know this. No, they will come forward and say, doctor, I'm now looking at this. Can you solve this problem? I believe you can do it. The whole story is changed. So this is very important. That is where our openness, our willingness to do something that they need is very important. As engineers, yes, we know a lot of technology, we know a lot of algorithm, but we cannot assume everything that we is required. We have to translate our knowledge in solving this need a solution. So that is what it's all about. This is where data is so important. When you study the data, you see the gap, you can propose to them to the right solution, which is required by them. So this is the approach.